Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Creators Outlet. Please subscribe, comment, and share. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and welcome our special guest, Peter Gilmore.
It's me.
It's you.
Hi. It's a me, Mario. No.
It's a me, Mario.
Evening. How's it
Evening.
going?
Well, evening to me.
Morning to me.
Early morning to you.
Look, it's fine. I was live streaming it still at 10 o'clock this morning, my time.
Oh, good Lord.
all through the night, and then drawing all day.
And drawing all day.
Yeah. Drawing damned London town streets, buildings. Lug nuts. Hey, Southern Cecil. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, you guys already renewed your campaign. You don't have to worry about Cecil making fun of you for not doing that.
No. Oh. Yeah.
He doesn't know who I am now. In a week, he'll be like, who is that fat bastard that was making fun of me that I don't know?
That's not Cecil, by the way. That's Southern Cecil. That's a different Cecil.
Oh, that's a different Cecil. Okay.
That's a different Cecil. There's many Cecils.
Oh, there's lots of Cecil. Oh, yeah, because, everybody drew Cecil. I think I drew Cecil. My mother drew Cecil when I was little, and she sent it into the contest. She didn't know it was like, oh, well, we've picked you to give us money for our art school. She was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Weird. Yeah, so, I did when I was a kid. I did a portrait of the Queen, our Queen, lovely Queen, and got on national TV.
To the Queen.
To the Queen. Yeah, didn't get me anywhere. Didn't do any good for me. Oh well.
You still won something. My friend of mine that passed away before he passed, his daughter won an essay contest, and she got to be governor for the day.
Oh.
Sadly, she did not take my advice and impeach the current governor.
That would have been funny.
Instead, the lieutenant governor had to step up and take over because the actual governor smooshed enough with Obama to get a job in the Biden administration. So.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to know anything about none of that.
No.
We just want to talk comics. So let's talk about you and your long lavished history behind the pencil.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've been an artist since went to art school and all that crap after when I was young, and then randomly became a chef for 20 years. Still been art on the side as well. And then 9 years ago, sorry, I thought, screw this, you're getting old, Pete. You're an old man. Forget the chef stuff. Forget the 3 a.m., getting up and going to work at 3 a.m. Be an artist instead.
Hey,
so,
Pops.
Hey. Yeah, so as it turns out, the hours are even worse being an artist, but it's something I love, something I love doing. Kind of used to draw comics for myself when I was 16, 17. And then, so I started drawing another one of my own. Still haven't finished that one because I found Comicsgate and other people. Umbrella Guy got me on his first book. That was cool. Not bad. First campaign makes $140,000. Haven't repeated that yet though. Did that. Did some work with NASA.
Wow.
Yeah, that one got cancelled. And then started working with Mandy and Wyatt Holiday. And now I think this is the 5th book I've drawn. No, 6th, 5th or 6th. I can't remember. It's something like that. It's 5 or 6.
At least a handful.
Yeah. It's So it's the 5th or 6th main book I've drawn, and then I don't know. I think there's like well over 30 other campaigns I've done, sketch cards and covers and bits and pieces for. So I've been around, I've been around the block, had my finger in a lot of different pies.
I like pie.
Oh, so do I. It depends, though. I mean, you see, I'm British, so...
Especially when the pie's paying you.
Yeah. I'm British, so we have weird meat pies and stuff, bizarre stuff. So there is that.
Yeah, my mother used to make pork pies.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of the pork pie. Pork pies and yeah, just meat pie. See, you can have meat pie and then you can have like a cherry pie after.
Yeah.
Double pie.
Yeah. What are you having for dinner? Pie. What are you having for dessert? Pie.
Pie.
What are you having after dessert?
Pie.
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
With probably another slice of pie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always the way. I pretty much live on coffee these days. Just coffee.
Yep. Right here.
Yeah, that's the life of an artist, or rather the life of a commercial artist. Yeah. I did try the whole, painting artist kind of, the flowery kind of artist, but the money's very sparse, or not sparse, but you kind of, you'll go months without any money, and then you'll get like a huge fat stack, and then it's months again. And,
yeah.
Even worse when people you commission you for something, and it's like, yeah, they want like a 6 foot high painting, and you're like, that's going to be like, $1,000, grand and a half, and they're like, yeah, and they pay you half up front or whatever, and then you get a message from PayPal saying that they've claimed the money back. Fuckers. Yeah. So then you've got half a painting and nothing to do with it. That's happened quite a few times in the past.
Yeah,
but
it happens.
But now we're onto comics, and gradually,
and getting paid and on not $140,000 campaign, but at least you've broken the 40,000.
Yeah, which is amazing. We've gradually getting better, building a base of customers, fulfilling books. That's kind of an important one. Some people don't seem to grasp that one.
Yeah.
I'm not naming any names, but there's a few.
Yeah, I've had tremendous luck with every campaign that I've backed. Everybody's been very communicative and always on top of the updates, and the creators that I've dealt with, if you have a question, be like, no pressure, but I've seen other people getting their stuff. I was just wondering, my package seems to be the last one to go out all the time, but yours is going out Monday. Awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
And your vinyl album, instead of being there in November for your birthday, is going to be there September, so you can listen to it all the way to your birthday. And here's a digital code that will get you the entire album, so you can download it on your computer and listen there too. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's what you want. You don't want, you don't want people like 3 years late on a campaign and not talking to anyone. That's not what you want.
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
No.
That's why I haven't backed EVS.
Oh,
snarky.
Oh.
No, he was fine. I met him probably about 15 years ago at Boston Comic-Con, before it became the Boston Fan Expo. Which has basically negated anything to do with comics. It's all about how many overpriced celebrities we can bring in, and how much money we can get them to steal out of your wallet for 30 seconds.
Dude, we've got a local Comic-Con like sort of thing that goes on, and that used to be awesome. It used to be comics. It used to be, you'd have some sci-fi, and you'd have a few people like some dude from Doctor Who would turn up or whatever, things like that. But now it's like every time they announce it, it's just a list of people, just random celebrities, and they're all charging crazy amounts for anything. What happens? Just taking a photo with a fan or signing something for free.
Nope, don't leave any money on the table. Let's rape and pillage. I'm like, you're not Vikings, and you're not the next new gods. Jack Kirby created them.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you're probably better just trying to find these people on the street, because they're not going to ask you for $50 in the middle of the street. Well, they might.
I'm to the point where I don't care. I grew up in the 70s, and so like when I was like 3 or 4, they started rerunning the old Adam West Batman show.
Awesome.
And of course, all the bright colors and Batman and Batgirl.
Yeah.
And Julie Newmar, Catwoman. And then a few years later, we had Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, and then ISIS came after Shazam. Man, I was rushed through puberty like,
dude,
the quick checkout line.
Get the feeling we're the same age, because exactly the same. Yeah. And then, a little bit of Daisy Duke every now and then.
Oh yeah. That was good. She didn't age well.
Yeah. But avoid those pictures and just got the memories.
Got the memories, yeah. Good,
in fact,
good
to be
times.
honest, the most popular on Twitter, the most popular tweet I ever did, and it still is, and it still sickens me that this is the most popular tweet I ever did, was a GIF of Daisy Duke. Just for the hell of it, I was like, it just said Daisy Duke with a thumbs up and a GIF. That thing is more popular than any artwork I've put up, any book I've tried to shill, anything. Any point I've tried to make about assholes in comics, whatever. No, Daisy Duke. Daisy Duke getting out of a car and jiggling.
Well,
there you go.
It's not all that bad. It could be worse.
It could be. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Daisy Duke at all back then.
Well, now what you have to do is you have to draw a Daisy Duke from back then, and
no, that's an idea.
And have her holding up a sign for Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter.
That's it.
And
maybe draw one of the vampire chicks as Daisy, based it on Daisy Duke. One based on Daisy Duke, one based on Linda Carter, one based on what was the chick from Buck Rogers? Can't remember her name. It's gone.
Oh, Erin Gray.
Yes, there you go.
I was just watching that the other day, because just random stuff that was going on, and I was like, I don't pay for streaming, so I just use all the free apps. So I jumped on Tubi and I go, Buck Rogers was in, and I opened up a box of comics, and I had scored a nice mitt full of gold key Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Oh, awesome! Now that was comics, you know.
Southern Cecil says, "Yeah, Peter, sneak Daisy Duke into the book."
That, you see, I mean, I've thought of doing stuff like that, but just being serious for a moment, if you were flicking through the book and one of the vampire chicks looked exactly like Daisy Duke, that would just completely pull you out of it. Surely, that'd ruin it.
You should do a bonus print.
Oh,
a bonus mystery print of Jack flying through London in a carriage, and instead of the General Lee, it has the Union Jack on it, and there's women trying to jump out of the back of the carriage. They're already vampires, and draw them as Daisy Duke Linda Carter, Aaron Gray.
Dude, that's a good idea. I might have to. And Jack shouting, yeah. Yes, I might have to do it. I don't know. What's the British version of yeehaw? Like, don't know. Don't know. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I know all the American versions of yeehaw, like oh God, what was the show I used to watch from over in your neck of the woods? Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Oh, yeah.
He had the saying whenever the mother-in-law would come over, and it meant the same thing as fuck off.
Oh God, I can't really remember now. Yeah,
I can't either, but
I'll
remember it and I'll tell you.
Yeah, we've got a lot of phrases like that sound kind of okay-ish, but they don't mean that. They mean I can't.
every time Bristolian Dave shows up to one of my chats, I'm always like,
that.
Oh, Bristolian Dave's here. Fucking bollocks.
All right, me babbers.
Yep.
Yeah, I lived in Bristol for a while. Yeah, I went because I'm from up in the north, but I moved down to Bristol for a while, and then when I came back up to the north, everybody did. Because while I was down there, I'd kind of mocked their accent, which kind of made it stick. Eventually, because I did it so much, and I came back up north, and they're like, "You southern, pussy." It's like, oh, great.
He was yelling at somebody. He was joking around with one of the bargain bins, telling him, "Hey, don't dox me." I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
The first part of your screen name. You
Pretty
moron.
Yeah. Thankfully I'm undoxable because my docs are already out there. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Back in the day when I was working with Umbrella Guy, all the crazies, Renfremus and all those crazy people, they got hold of them. Not Renfremus, but her legion of crazies. So that's all out there already. So I'm kind of safe now. Nothing they can do to me anymore. Which is why build your own stuff, make your own things. Don't rely on other people because they can't screw with anything now.
Work for yourself, not a corporation. That way they can't cancel you.
Exactly. They can try. Not going to work.
Not going to work though.
No.
Well, to start off, outside of the fact that you guys have 28 days left of your second 30, you're at 668 backers. Wow.
Yeah.
$41,265 US dollars,
which is insane. Absolutely insane to be there just over halfway through the campaign. That's madness. I tell you, madness.
So it's not without thought that you guys could hit $100,000 easy.
Oh, I don't know. It's the second. Usually, when you extend for the second 30, the second 30 can be like pretty quiet. But then again, we are doing these incentives every now and then, giving away prints and stuff to people. So we'll see if that works in the second 30. It might with the carriage and the Linda Carter and Catherine. Is it Catherine Bach?
Catherine Bach.
Yeah. We'll see.
If you do one, I'm gonna need one of them prints.
No problem. I think you can get away with that stuff if you're not making money on it, can't you? You can use people's likenesses. Yeah, it'd be fine. Who's gonna know?
You just make them look enough like them.
Yeah. Make it slightly obvious.
Like you make the Linda Carter, the busty brunette, and you give her these odd bracelets that look like they might deflect a bullet.
Yeah.
Or wait, a musket ball, because
There you go. Oh no, there was bullets. They did have, but they even had cars. We could do a car.
Oh,
Yeah, in those times, it was rare. It was super rare. In fact, weirdly, I was researching all this stuff the other day. Well, not the other day, before, as we were leading up to the campaign. Because, you kind of want to be a little bit, I know it's vampires and it's all made up and crazy, but you've kind of got to be a little bit accurate with the history. So I was looking up that stuff, and I did discover that there was electric cars back then. So there you go. It's not such a new idea.
and that worked out so well that we went to petrol.
Exactly. Yeah. There was slow. There was problems with rain.
Yeah.
Especially, wouldn't be any
like
good in London.
Just like having a carbureted car. If you get like a leaky hood or something, the water's going to get in there and.
Exactly. And back then, it probably would have killed you because you'd be, electrocuted or whatever. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Plus, the Germans invented that, so
Well, they didn't blow enough people up.
No. To be honest, the Germans have made that's the hardest part of researching this book, because you can't use modern photographs as reference, or post-war photographs as reference for the city, because the Germans flattened most of it in World War II with their bombers. So, yeah, that's been a task. Yeah, I was drawing a page today, and it's like quite a bit of London you can see in the distance. Not a single photograph from that angle, the angle I wanted of that area of London. So I have to use some imagination. Photos from the 1950s and some imagination to get it right. Not that anyone would know, I don't think, either way.
The fanciful recreation of London amidst bombs.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the trailer you guys put.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
That's a heck of a trailer.
Yeah, that was Summers. She did that. I do have to point out every time though that when my name comes up, I'm not the gingerhead copper wandering around with a flashlight. That's not me. It looks like credits in a movie. It's like, no, that's not me. Yeah. And talking about the research and stuff, I discovered earlier on there's not a single aspect of life in London in 1888 that has not been researched and available online. It's insane. Possibly because of Jack the Ripper. I actually witnessed earlier on two dudes arguing in a forum about weather, about what time it started raining on a certain day. I saw that today. It was like, wow, too much time on your hands.
It's London. It's always raining.
Well, you'd be surprised. I discovered today that in 1888 it snowed in July in London.
Wow.
Yeah, weirdest. Yeah, and then also today is the anniversary of the death of the first victim of Jack the Ripper. Falls on today. Yeah, it's crazy. You can fall down rabbit holes of looking at this stuff, and I do quite often. And then remember, I'm supposed to be drawing things.
Well, that's a rabbit hole right there. You're on my show on the day of the anniversary of Jack the Ripper's first victim.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's
that doesn't have any bad omens whatsoever.
oh crap! Didn't think of it that way. Oh dear. I did think because when I found out earlier on, I did think, how can we use this to advertise the book? And then I thought, is that a bit sick? Is it a bit twisted to do that? And I thought, no.
Today is the anniversary of the first victim of Jack the Ripper, and if you don't want to be next, back
Yeah.
the book.
I mean, we were already catching like flack from the like social justice lunatics. They hate us and they think the book is disgusting because we're victim blaming. Apparently.
Oh.
Apparently, they can't grasp the concept. It's kind of a what if.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we offend your pussy shield?
It's like I say, what, too soon? It was like over 100 years ago. Forget it. They're talking about, what about the descendants of the victims? It's like, oh, shut up. Just shut up. Go away.
How many hundreds of years ago now?
So 1888. So we are to, it's like what, 110, 112, I don't know, something. Over 100 years anyway. So
over a century ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it was something from the 1970s or whatever, then that kind of be a bit, maybe poor taste-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's a story. It's not real. It's a comic. I've not used the likenesses of any of the ladies, because they weren't exactly pretty. But I was going to, so I looked them up, and it was like, no, I don't want women that weigh like 300 pounds and look like potatoes. No.
It turns out Jack the Ripper was an Irishman just making some potato stew.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my excuse.
I'm Irish. Damn.
My excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
So, tell us how this whole thing came together, where the idea sprung from in the dark recesses of your blackened heart.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's black. My heart. It's shriveled. So I was looking for a story to do for a long time in this style of artwork. Because I mean, pretty much ever since I first read. There we go. Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. Oh wow.
Oh,
green screen hates that. That, and then obviously, I mean, I collect Wrightson stuff because Alive is fantastic.
I found the first two original issues of Alive there.
Yeah. I mean, there are ones out there. You just have to be really lucky. I got, because I own like 4 copies of Frankenstein and don't know how many of Alive. Just trying to find better copies, or like older copies, or just better quality, better condition. The ones I've got there, they are like my reference books. So even when I'm working on this, I'll kind of like, how do I want to do the lighting on something? And I'll just go and look at Wrights and stuff, because no one did it better.
No.
There's also a guy called, and if anyone in the chat or watching this wants to look him up, a guy called Gustav Dorr. Now, it was like the 1860s, he went around with a journalist guy and documented London at the time, and they are the most astounding, beautiful ink drawings, pen and ink drawings of just life in London and the architecture and stuff. Phenomenal. So yeah, I use that as well as reference sometimes.
Wow.
Look him up. Gustav Doré, fantastic. I mean, really mind-blowingly fantastic. If he was around today, he'd be the most famous comic artist in the world. Just astounding. But he was French. So there is that. Being British, we don't do French.
Yeah, no.
No. no. So yeah, I was always looking for something to do. I'm always careful about saying this, to do in the style of Wrightson-ish. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near as talented as Wrightson was, but I try. I do try my best. So I was kind of looking at, first of all, I thought, oh, I'll pick a classic like Frankenstein. Can't do Frankenstein because no one's allowed to do that anymore because you just won't do it as well as Bernie did.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Dracula at first, and then I saw there was I think Clint Stoker was doing a Dracula book, and Narwhal was doing something to do with Nosferatu, and so I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to have 3 Dracula books coming out at the same time. So then I was on to Werewolves, but I think around about October last year there was maybe 15 Comicsgate books about werewolves.
Yeah,
it just went insane. I don't know why everyone suddenly thought werewolves. I mean, to me,
they're going down the list backwards from zombies. They're like, oh,
well, this is it. Yeah,
we're all zombied out. We need another creature. I'm like, why isn't anybody doing the Yeti?
Now you see, I could do a Yeti book, but then Graham Nolan did the Chenoo, which is kind of Yeti-ish.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, I mean, so I looked at Dracula and then werewolves, and it's like, no, can't do that. Even though I could draw the shit out of werewolves, I'd love to do that. My favorite movie of all time is American Werewolf in London, so I dig werewolves. But then I remembered there was a thing when I was a kid. I was born in 1970, so when I was young, all over the national news and in the newspapers was this thing called the Highgate Vampire, which people were genuinely going to Highgate Cemetery in London to hunt down this vampire that had tried to kill people, attack people, killed a bunch of wildlife, all that kind of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the vampire hunters were kind of weird dudes in tank tops carrying crucifixes made out of 2 sticks tied together. There's documentaries on YouTube. Look it up. The guys that were doing it were hilarious. One of them got in, but they were going around smashing open tombs and putting stakes through the hearts of corpses, and
Luke, that's not right.
Well, I mean, one of them got into so much trouble. He got brought before the judge. He got in real trouble. Judge's name was Christopher Lee. As in Dracula. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, so I remembered this, and it always I think that's what started my love of monsters. Because as a kid, I was always into the Universal monsters and dinosaur movies and anything to do with monsters. I would consume completely. Loved it.
Oh yeah.
And I think that might have been what kind of triggered that. I remembered the Highgate Vampire. So I started researching Highgate Cemetery a little bit just to see if there was anything, just looking for ideas. And I found out that the first person to be buried at Highgate Cemetery was pretty much a nobody. There's a lot of famous people buried there now, including Comrade Karl Marx. But a lot of celebrities buried there and whatever. But the first person to be buried there was a woman called Elizabeth Jackson. Nothing known about her. We don't even know what was written on her gravestone anymore because it just got eroded so much over time and wasn't looked after because she was a nobody. So I was kind of searching on the internet for her, and this other Elizabeth Jackson kept popping up, who was a potential victim of Jack the Ripper. But 50 years apart, this is. So the first one died in 1839, and then Jack the Ripper killed the other one in, I think, 1889. So, yeah, 50 years apart. So she died twice. So my brain goes to, well, she was clearly a vampire. She clearly came back to life and got killed again. So that's where it came from. That's a long story of explaining how it came about, but there you go.
And all that's going through my mind is a headline: Christopher Lee sentenced vampire slayer to life in prison.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he didn't get a lot. I can't remember what happened to the guy, but he's still around. He's got a YouTube channel, the Vampire Hunter guy. It's yeah, he just does endless documentaries about the Highgate Vampire because he's still obsessed to this day.
Oh,
He's just some crazy like. I mean, he must be how old now? He must be like maybe 60, getting close to 70-ish now. I should think in age. Still obsessed with it.
well, at least you
It's
got to meet Christopher Lee. Not the right Christopher Lee, but you still got to meet
yeah.
a Christopher Lee.
I mean, he also got quite a bit of like over here, a bit of fame back then. You know, all the major newspapers of the day, national news, like I say, TV news and whatever. Interviews on I think the BBC made a documentary about him as well at one point. So it doesn't sound quite so exciting when you realise that he actually owned it. His day job was a pet shop owner.
Oh,
So yeah, pussycats and parrots to slaying vampires at night.
got his 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah, he did okay. He did okay. I'm fully expecting a movie to be made about it all one day. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Not at all.
It'll probably be one of those Conjuring movies. The Conjuring seem to use a lot of weird shit from Britain and turn it into movies.
So, how did the conversation with Mandy go about writing this book?
Well, I mean, we've got so many ideas for books. So many. We were going to do a slasher book, for this style. When we were looking at what to do, we were going to do like a slasher book, but it was like Friday the 13th ish. But it was going to be originally set in like a ski lodge, so it'd be in the snow. Because I just love the idea, or I'd love to be like drawing like blizzards of snow surrounding, shadows coming out of the darkness and that kind of stuff. So we were kind of looking at that, and then I kind of said to it, look, I've got an idea. Bear with me here. I'll explain to you, And as soon as I just said the name of the book, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter, she's just like, yes, let's do that. I mean, there's a few, I kind of mentioned the name to a few people, and every single one of them was like that. Yeah, just you could tell that on just the name. So there you go. She was, pretty much down for it straight away as soon as I mentioned it, which is fantastic. It was an easy sell.
Yeah, it's just screaming of an IP that needs to be made into a movie.
Well, we'll see. That would be insane, but I don't know about that. I don't know. Modern Hollywood, what would they do to it?
No, independent film.
Oh, definitely have to be independent, because you know what Hollywood would do. It'd either be Jackie the Ripper.
It's going to be Jackie the Ripper. It's going to be a non-binary lesbian that just SJWs people to death. I
mean, look, the first thing they'd do would be, you can't have all the victims being women. That would be, and they can't be prostitutes.
It's all going to be straight white males.
Yeah, absolutely. That they'd do that. I mean, Netflix or whatever, they'd be like, yeah, that's what's happening. I'd be like, no, that's not what's happening. I'd rather just not keep your money, not interested.
Yeah.
Although that way would be well, it depends how much they offered. I could come up with another idea as good as this. No, it'd have to stay this way. I mean, it's not Jack the Ripper if it's not a dude killing whores in Victorian London. It defeats the object. And it's like, I mean, we've kind of even going into, because obviously it's a flight of fancy. It's not, but even doing that, we've been kind of looking at things that actually happened in the Ripper case and whatever. So Mandy's been writing it with. I mean, for example, Jack made a mess of these women. I mean, there's like 3 photos that exist of the victims. 2 of them are so, because it's Victorian photography, they're grainy. They're, you can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah.
But one of them is, I mean, you look at it, it's very, very detailed, very clear. And oh my God, what was wrong with him? There was something wrong with this man. So our explanation for that is, look, he doesn't know how to kill vampires. You know, there's no internet, there's no movies, there's no, you know, Dracula hasn't been written, all this kind of stuff. So he's experimenting on how to kill these damn things and keep them dead. You know,
Could be, yeah.
That's believe me, that's I've not drawn that scene yet, but that scene's going to be interesting to draw. I'll be drawing it with one eye open, like.
I don't want to look.
No, I don't want. No, I'd like to say when I'm researching it and looking at those photographs, at first you can't tell what's going on because it's so messed up and old photos. But so you're peering closer and closer, and then you're like, oh my God. You suddenly realize what you're looking at. It's like, oh, no,
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. If you don't laugh, you go insane with some of this stuff. My Google search history is so screwed up from working on this book. I'm expecting a knock on the door from the police any day.
Scotland Yard.
Yeah. I mean, Scotland Yard, even they still never found out who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they did and it was covered up. That's another theory. Or they were just completely inept, which is highly possible.
Well, they found out who he was, but he was a relative of a very important person. So they
one of the theories is he was a member of the royal family. You know, that's one of them. There's others, you know, politicians and, you know, eminent kind of doctors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's all possible. No one knows for sure, even though people will tell you they know for sure. It's like, no, you don't know for sure. Nobody does.
You don't know because you weren't there, and if you were there, you would be dead.
Yeah.
Maybe not murdered, but you'd still be dead.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I love this cover. Now, is this a mirror or a brooch?
This is, well, it's just kind of a frame, but it's like brooches back in the day, back in the Victorian times. They'd have like this really ornate frame with a painting in the middle. To be honest, it's more a kind of nod to the cover of Frankenstein, Alive, you know, kind of. And then the single issues of the book all have those kind of, I don't know, I can't even remember if it's in here. No, it's not. Of course it's not. But the single issues all have that kind of thing going on. So it's kind of a nod to that, and also just in keeping with the theme of the book. This is the cover that, if this was published by someone else, that's the cover I'd want on the book that went out everywhere. You know, that'd be the cover for it.
Yeah.
But obviously, Indiegogo and whatnot, you've got to do a next.
Uh-oh. Peter froze. All right, let's take a look. Well, Peter unfreezes. That's just the book. Let's start with the featured tier, the Tombstone box, everything. 2 physical copies of Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter covers A and B, and 2 sketch cards, one by Mandy, one by Peter. Delivered to your mailing address, bubble wrapped, and a Gemini flash mailer. That's a little different. So cover A is Pursuit, and cover B is Arrival. For 2 sketch cards for $100, and basically you're getting the books for free. That's how I look at it, because it would cost you $50 easy to get a sketch card done at a convention. Whoops. I just wanted to open it. There we go. There's cover A. Pursuit. The cover that I like, just because it's got the frame and everything. Hopefully Peter will return and Jack hasn't gotten to him. The cover I like, cover A, has already sold 220 copies. He has returned. Welcome back.
Well, that was interesting.
You froze in mid-sentence, and I just started shimming the book. So
yeah, Windows decided in its infinite wisdom that it was going to do an update without me telling it to. So I'm back. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Windows.
So I was just going over the perk tiers, tombstone box.
Yeah.
Both covers and a sketch card from you and Miss Mandy.
Yep.
For $100, and I noted that just a sketch card from each of you at a convention would run you that $100. So you pay for the sketch cards and you get the books for free on this.
Yeah. And the sketch cards are mine anyway is it's the same level of detail that's in the book. It's not just like a sketch, a quick sketch. It's like a proper, get all the crazy tiny pens out to do all the fine lines. Yeah.
You gotta keep it up.
Yeah.
Once you start doing a thing, you gotta kind of keep.
This is true.
That thing.
And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but now I've got to do like hundreds of these things. I'll do it though. I've done it before. We did, I think, when.
Well, look who it is.
Oh, look.
Hey there, love bug.
Oh, hi, Mandy.
You want to come in?
See, she turned up. My computer died and she turned up. And now I'm back.
See?
Yeah. It couldn't
cope
cope without
the link, she can come in.
It couldn't cope without you, Mandy. I don't know what she's doing. I will, yeah. Right. Copy that. Those are some great perks. Yeah.
Yeah. Some perky perks. I noted that my favorite cover right here has already sold 220 copies, which is amazing. And I mean, the other covers, nothing to sneeze at, because I mean, you've got your main protagonist, and we did have a third cover as well that we ran just for the first 72 hours. Oh yeah. I missed that, but
I think we sold like 220 copies, maybe. Oh, there you go. See you again. She's got sick children. I knew that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I like cartoons. Just saying.
There you go. I just sent you the link as well. Yeah, ignore that then. Sorry. I knew the kids she'd been ill, and the kids were ill. But there you go.
It's going around the house.
It happens. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So I think we sold like 220 copies of that 72-hour cover.
Nice.
Which was, I mean, it was insane. That first day of the campaign was when we ended the first 24 hours just a few dollars short of 10,000. That whole day I was pretty much spent the whole day with my jaw on the floor, just like, what's going on? What's happened? Why is this happening? What have we done? Just
You've
completely
done it.
Stunned. Yeah.
And the cover B here, the very colorful cover with the sexy vampire chick is fast approaching 100 copies sold.
Oh wow!
It's up at 91 right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. How many did we sell of the other one? I could look at this stuff myself, but
220 of cover A and 91 of cover B.
Wow.
And
then
this beautiful cover is the 72-hour cover that I missed out. The Hell's Harlem. Harem, not Harlem.
Yeah.
No.
That was that actual composition kind of thing was Mandy's idea. We're both huge fans of The Darkness, the comic, not the weird band. Now, although having said that, I saw The Darkness live in concert and they were pretty entertaining. So I don't want to get sidetracked onto that. So there was a cover of The Darkness where Jackie was sat surrounded by these hot chicks, kind of like this.
Yeah.
So it's like, can we do something like that? Yeah, of course we can. Can I draw a bunch of half-naked ladies draped to it? Yeah, of course.
It's never bad to have your main character surrounded by a bevy of beautiful women.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they will kill him.
He could kill them.
Yeah,
he's pretty badass.
Knife in hand, so
Yeah, he's got all those. He's got his little bandolier with the stakes on as well.
It's a gorgeous cover, and the amount of detail in it is insane.
That chair and the rug, the Victorian rug. My God,
just the chair and the rug alone. It's like, well, what about the girls? I go, they look wonderful. They would kill me, but they look wonderful. But the rug, the line work in the rug and the chair is just simply amazing. And of course, the colors on that are astounding.
And all done traditionally too. Not the colors, the inks. Yeah, it's been fun so far. Some of the bigger scenes, some of the bigger scenes, sort of like with London and whatnot, and all the buildings, and I have to keep going back to them. I do a little bit at a time, because if you sat and just did the whole thing in one, it'd drive you crazy.
Oh yeah, you'd go nuts.
Absolutely, yeah. Attack it a little piece at a time. It's a way to deal with stuff like that. I mean, page one of the book I think that took 5 days altogether, which is crazy. Considering most people like pick the book up and just like read whatever's on it, flip the page. You hear that a lot from artists. It's like spend so much time on background stuff and like little details here and there that most people would probably just not really notice.
I tend to notice that when it's so intricate, and that's what usually gets me online gabbing up a book. You're like, oh my God, I just get this book, and you can't get it because it's no longer available.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Take to Feebay and try to find one, because they're going to be going through the roof.
I mean, we might do reprints of this, but it's not going to be the same. You know what I mean? It's not. And that the coloured cover, that won't be available anywhere again. And obviously the 72-hour one won't. This is true.
Mandy, you sound like me when I have a cold. Well, guys, when we have a cold. It's the end of the universe. I'm dying.
Earlier on, I was, exactly the same. I was dying. Now I'm fine. But this afternoon, if you'd asked me, I'd go, no, I've got the plague. I've got hours to live. And then I kind of drank some coffee, took some, pain pills and whatnot, bits and pieces, and started working, drawing more buildings and streets. And got
to keep going.
It's fun. I've got to power through the pictures of London town to get to the hot chicks and the blood and guts.
Oh, so the good. You gotta power through the city to get to the good stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, did you do the design for the T-shirt?
Yeah, all the artwork, everything's all mine. Yeah. I mean, I know people normally they'll get like a variant cover by someone else, but I couldn't think of anyone that we could afford, because I mean, we didn't know it was going to make this much money. It could have made like $3,000. or two, it could have made $500. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I couldn't think of anyone we could afford that drew this kind of stuff, like really detailed kind of horror stuff.
Yeah.
There probably are people out there, but I just don't know them.
So you did everything. So there's this gorgeous T-shirt available with Jack sitting, centerpiece surrounded by.
Yeah, there's a close-up of it further down, actually.
Okay, more intricate line work, and T-shirts only $25. So
and you won't get this one. That T-shirt won't be available anywhere after this campaign.
Yeah.
And we've got like Comics Avalon, which is the website that Wyatt Holiday created, where we sell merch and stuff for all the different books we do.
Oh, nice.
But it won't be going on there. We might have some Jack the Ripper T-shirts on there, but not that one.
Not that one, no. My problem with T-shirts is I'm too fat. I have to go to the big guy store to buy T-shirts.
Dude, I was there not long back. Yeah, believe me.
A couple of years ago, I was pushing 600 pounds, and now I'm down to 350.
Dude, that's awesome.
So I lost a couple of people.
Yeah, I maintained that when I stopped like the chef work to just do art, that's when I started losing weight.
Imagine that.
Because believe me,
because you're tasting everything.
This is true. Plus, I mean, just quitting work. I could have like done part-time working as a chef, and then done the art and built it up that way. I'm an idiot. I just thought, no, screw that. I'll just go straight into the art. And for the first couple of years, it was quite often a choice between food and keeping the power on, Yeah. It takes, I stuck it out though, and we're good. We're all good now. But it's hard. It can be hard.
Yeah.
Especially when, back then I had no clue about social media and stuff like that. Not really. I was trying to use Facebook, and Facebook, you get no traction at all. It's impossible, almost impossible, without paying them money.
No, you don't want to pay them money because then you definitely get no traction.
Yeah, it's awful. It's terrible. I don't know why people bother. Some people say it works, but I personally not seen it happen. Tried it a couple of times, and those those paid advertised posts didn't do me any more good than just normal Facebook stuff or Instagram. Yeah. Instagram's worse, I think.
I get like 30%, a little over 30% traffic traction between Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, I occasionally fall down the rabbit hole looking at all that kind of stuff, and Twitter's definitely the best for me.
Yeah, I get the best turnout on between Twitter and YouTube. So
yeah. I use Mandy's YouTube, so I'm lucky there.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
So you can grab this perk that has both covers. In a single perk, 31 people have grabbed both covers.
Yeah. That's the one that kind of saves you, a little bit on the shipping, obviously. And all this stuff is available as add-ons at checkout anyway, so you can build your own package of whatever.
Yeah, that's the best thing, that the add-ons are a lot easier to do and everything on Indiegogo, from what I understand, than Kickstarter makes a mess out of it. So
I have no clue about Kickstarter anymore. They won't be getting any more of my business.
Nope.
After that crazy lady blocked everyone.
Yeah, I was feeling bad that I wasn't blocked, and then a week later, everybody's like, Dan Slott just blocked me. I go, Dan Slott blocked me 3 years ago when I called him out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I called him out, the big man baby that he is.
He's a dick.
I'm like,
That's all. That's the only word for him.
He can't write his way out of a paper bag anymore.
Yeah, him, Tom King, Bill Sienkiewicz, or whatever, how you pronounce it. All of them. Oh,
yeah.
Sienkiewicz. Sorry, Sienkiewicz. Yeah, all of them. Mad, insane. But let them carry on. We'll see where we're all standing in a few years' time.
So this is a big stuntman box.
Yeah. So
5
yeah,
comics, 120. You get cover A of The Pursuit, Wart the Wizard #1, Wart the Wizard Port of Echoes, Super Dead #1, and Rocket Gal #1.
Mm-hmm. That Wart the Wizard, that one's the remastered one that I've just redrawn. So yeah, because the original one that Mandy did all on her own sold out. I think. I don't think there's any copies left anywhere. So if you got one of those, it might be worth something one day, or now. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. Yeah. Super Dead was obviously the last. Well, no, Wart the Wizard was the last one we did. Then Super Dead was before that. Rocket Gal, that was me and Wyatt Holiday. But now it's coming under, published by Stuntman Comics now. So, and we will be getting to Rocket Gal 2, hopefully, the end of the year, before we take over into the next year.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be fun, getting to draw, just Space Babe.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Books, both covers, and a page of art for $200.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way I see that is, I've got to draw it anyway, and I'd rather people had it who want, people had it than me have a stack of art pages lying around. It could have been, greedy, ask more, but so you're getting a page of the artwork from this book for $150 basically there.
Yeah, 11 people have already jumped on this, which is, where are you going to get an original page of art?
And it's not just, I do
for $200.
I've said this before. I do, because the detail on it's so crazy. I do actually use a magnifying glass to ink it, because I've got 20/20 vision, but even I can't see things that detailed.
See, speak of the devil, and here's Wyatt.
Look, there he is. So Wyatt. Yeah, so we're going to be getting to Rocket Girl, me and Wyatt, and Mandy. Actually, Mandy's on board this time as well. Well, she was the editor last time, but she's doing more this time, as far as I'm aware. So we'll see how that one goes. I think she's got, while we're working on that, I think Mandy's also going to be doing Pirate Queen 2 with Clint Walensky.
Oh, nice.
Busy. We're busy. We're serious about this.
Busy. The pre-launch box, books and art sold out. So there was only one of those available.
Yeah, so that was the original artwork for the mailing list backers getting a print.
Okay.
So that's the original art from the print.
That's the original art from the print that the mailing list people are getting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And then
the stretch goal box sold out. There was only one of those.
It did. Yeah, that was the first stretch goal. We unlocked the trading card for the first stretch goal. I was going to try and find it there. I've got a stack of pages here that I've got to go off to Mandy to dish out to all the people that are backed. So that was the first trading card we unlocked. Space Babes.
I thought I heard somebody say Space Babes.
Yeah, and Wyatt's got he's doing the pulp heroin magazine at the moment as well, which is a return of old-fashioned, old-school pulp magazines.
Oh yeah, I saw that when you guys were running through it on when I popped into one of Mandy's many streams that I've popped into in like the last couple of months.
Yeah, it's looking cool.
Yeah.
That project is. I'm a big fan of the old pulp magazines.
So Wyatt,
of course,
I'm gonna be hitting you up to come on here and shill your project too. So just saying.
Oh yeah, definitely get Wyatt on. That project's looking really good. Of course, without pulp magazines as well, you don't really get comics. I don't think. I think they were pretty much the forerunner, or maybe around about the same time. I don't know. Wyatt will correct me. He knows these things.
And then another.
Which one's that?
I love seeing all the sold out tiers.
Oh yeah.
The stretch gold box.
Yeah, another one. That was the second stretch goal card that unlocked the 20,000 when we hit 20,000.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing them now over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Queen.
That is the Queen of Hearts. Yes, indeed. That is Elizabeth Jackson, our main. She's the girl that in the pages that you see get vamped at the start in the prologue.
Oh, nice. And then this one was
the last. This was the 40.
Oh, this was the Queen of Diamonds.
Yeah, the one we just unlocked. That one. I mean, we hit 40,000, and Mandy activated that tier, and it sold in 30 seconds. Insane.
People probably, were hovering around it like a bunch of vultures.
Oh, maybe. I'd like to think that would be awesome.
It's so close, so people are just launching around it, and they're just sitting here, doing the quick clicks, trying to get on the website. Click,
refresh,
click, refresh.
Refresh, scroll down, been there, done that. That was that's the original, the main cover. That is just pencils actually. That I never even inked that. That's
just original pencils. Gorgeous.
Yeah, which is why it was on. 250. Yeah, for a cover 250. Yeah,
250. Yeah, times 2 it should be.
Well, this is it. I mean, there's always a chance that it's not going to sell then, and you're going to look like an idiot.
Well, that's why you can always redline it and put it on sale like the last couple of weeks.
That's very true. This one was. So every now and then we're doing these kind of timed prints that we're giving away.
Mm-hmm.
So we did one. I think I can't remember. It was quite early on. That one was quite early on. So if you'd already backed and you backed before a certain date, you get this print. And then we did one when we at the close of the 30 days, we did another one. Same again. If you backed anywhere up in the first 30 days, you got the print.
Nice.
So we're going to keep doing those. It encourages early backers, and the more backers you get early on, the bigger the campaign gets.
Oh, and now you can see the T-shirt Betty here. Ghastly murderer in the picture of Jack, and
with the police news.
Police news up the top.
I mean, that police news it's actually from the police news, the kind of newspaper they used to sell back then.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I couldn't just grab it off Google and use that because it's so low resolution because it's from 1800. Had to redraw it all by hand. All of that, yeah. The ghastly murder part, that's the exact lettering. Well, not the exact because I had to redraw it. So it might be off by a pixel, sorry. From the original wanted posters for Jack the Ripper. And then right across the bottom it says Capture of Leather Apron, which was one of the nicknames he had. He had a few nicknames, like Leather Apron and Saucy Jack was another one, which is strange considering he was a bloodthirsty killer. But even back then, he kind of almost had a weird, Robin Hood kind of status, even though he didn't give anything to the poor. He was just killing.
Just killed them.
Just killing whores.
He put them out of their misery.
Yeah.
And ours. Oh,
Yeah, cleaned up the streets. He was cleaning the streets.
see,
And every time I say something like that, I can hear another SJW in the background.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Most of them have got me blocked. They'll only say stuff about you if they've got you blocked. So they think,
Yeah.
but I know how to log into Twitter without, an account. I can do that. I'm not stupid. I like to look through and laugh at the
Did
things
you
they
see
say.
what he said?
Yeah,
He knows what he said. He was there when he said it.
it was. Yeah, I think the last one I read was, we're supposed to care about this book, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter, that looks like terrible fan fiction, and the art is utter garbage, and it's like, what? I mean, not.
Utter garbage that has already made $40,000.
Yeah, I mean, I am quite a humble man, but even I know that it's not garbage art. It's, they're so disingenuous, these people.
Well, they wouldn't know actual art if it bit them on the ass.
If I said the sky was blue, they'd argue it was red, or whatever. Whatever. Idiots, all of them, and they can all enjoy their lunch of cat food tomorrow. Cat food and ramen.
And all the previous campaign icons. There we go.
Yeah. All there. Yeah, Super Dead, Pirate Queen, Rocket Gal, the Goody Bird. That was the ash can for Umbrella Guy down that first campaign he did. I did a couple of backup stories in that as well. The Goody Bird, that got me in the sights of all the anti-Comicsgate social justice lunatics. They came after me quite hard over that one. Because it was basically taking the piss out of them. It was Renfimus became the Renfimice, a horde of like slobbering, angry mice that were just trying to screw things up. Heather Antos was in there. Good God, Mark Waid, a whole bunch. Oh, Mark Lombardi, he was another idiot from back in the day. Whole bunch of them. There was a couple I did that I was in two minds whether it was going too far, mocking them. I mean, because Heather Antos became an Antoslope, like an antelope, but Heather Antos, and it was sat drinking a milkshake, which is fine. That's, a little light joking. Mark Waid was like a hybrid, like something from The Thing, but it was Mark Waid and his lawyer, Mark Zaid, melded together in a screaming blob of flesh. That's as far as we went. I did do like Jamal Igle and a few other people, and Umbrella Guy said to me, "No, we can't do that," because it was pushing it a bit too far. I'm not saying what they were, and nobody apart from myself and him have ever seen the artwork for that. Might be worth something one day.
I love the logo for Rocket Gal and the Mole Men from Mars.
Yeah. The second one we did do it, like kind of announce what the name was. And the second one's going to be Rocket Gal and the Voyagers from the Void.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this reminds me of like the typeface logo from the old Buster Crab.
Exactly, and that's what it was. That's what it is, Rocket Gal. It's just old school, old fashioned, sexy sci-fi, cheesy kind of ray guns and flying saucers and rocket ships and that kind of stuff.
Nice. Old stuff.
All these things are things that I love. That kind of stuff, horror, old school horror. Yeah. It's a shame horror we don't quite get the same kind of movies these days. They're either remakes or crap. Or that weird found footage stuff that got really popular.
Oh, I hated that.
There's maybe 2 or 3 that are okay, but there's a million others that are just.
I'm lost in the woods. I hear something. Yeah. You know what you hear? You hear me walking through your backyard. Now pick up the camera and go away.
This is it. Most of them are filmed on a crappy. Some of them are even filmed on phones now.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell it's like a phone. But at least they're trying, I guess. I mean, this year and next year are the year for horror reboots. There's a bunch of them coming that don't need doing.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
because
They're remaking Candyman, and
yeah, that came out on Friday.
It's already leaked out that, of course, it's gone woke. Of course it has.
Yeah, you've got Candyman. You've got the remaking Salem's Lot.
All they do is remake. It's
yeah.
lazy film making.
I mean, there was that movie that came out not long ago, a few years ago, a couple of years maybe, Train to Busan. But that was because it was a Korean movie. Hollywood's decided, no, we need an American version. So they're remaking that. Doesn't need remaking at all. It's perfect as it is. But no, they're going to...
You can just do an English dub and enjoy it just fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is an English dub. There's an English dub. There's a subtitled one. They did do a sequel, which isn't as good because it was cheaply made. But yeah, the first one, they spent a fortune on that. The special effects and the zombies and whatnot look fantastic. But no, that's getting remade. It's everything's remakes these days. Even
I got a box set of 3 out of the 4 Universal monsters. It's like all the Dracula stuff.
Yeah, I've got the same one. Yeah,
all the Frankenstein, and it comes with like a small ceramic bust of each one of the monsters.
Yeah. It's I got they keep doing them every now and then because they find more, behind the scenes stuff. That stuff intrigues me. It just looks so much fun making those movies.
It looks cool, and it was on sale for like $50.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I bought it. And, they had one left, so they were probably trying to get rid of it because it was like after Halloween season. And they're like,
yeah,
we don't want to have to clear a shelf in the back just to put one box.
This is it. Yeah, I mean, I collect all that kind of stuff. I just, like I say, live and breathe. The Universal monsters are fantastic. And weirdly, my favorite one of the lot is the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Gilmore. That is, don't know why, but as a kid, that just appealed to me. Really did. Like a creepy kind of, yeah. I think I kind of got addicted to buying Creature from the Black Lagoon merch before I'd even seen the film when I was a kid. Crazy.
It was just a cool looking creature.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish I had all that stuff still because it'd be worth a fortune now. But I was a kid and I played with it.
Wyatt says it's always been his favorite too.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of people like the creature. The funniest stuff, it's like the behind the scenes stuff where he's taken the mask off and he's sipping a cup of tea, sat on a rock. That kind of stuff I love. Like behind the scenes photos of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee from the Hammer movies, or Boris Karloff in full Frankenstein makeup smoking a cigarette outside the studio, that kind of stuff. Brilliant.
Yeah, I remember buying, and it was like a cheap slipcase box, like really cheap, like DVD holders.
Oh yeah,
like 4 or 5 mislit. And when they used to make them where they were mostly cardboard and they would just snap together.
Yeah, I know. With the plastic kind of surround on the clip. Yeah.
So they were all like that, and I think there were like 5 or 6 of them, and it was like a Hammer Films, little case about like yay big, about yay wide, enough for like 6 discs.
Yeah,
it all fit in there, and it was recommended by a friend of mine. He goes, "You've never seen the Hammer horror? Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm buying this." I got home, I popped the first one in, and I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Oh my god, it's Grand Moff Tarkin!"
Yeah, Peter Cushing.
Yep,
fantastic.
And I went down a rabbit hole watching a whole bunch of stuff that he had done over the years. And I was like, "Wow, he was a busy guy."
Yeah, there's actually a relative of Christopher Lee that hangs around in our circles.
Ooh.
Yeah. He used to, family gatherings. Christopher Lee would turn up. Uncle Christopher, or grand Uncle Christopher, rather, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Here's a question. What are you going to do when you smash that 50K?
Well, I mean, if you look at that, the list of stretch goals, you might think it's going to be another card, but you'd be wrong. But I can't tell you what it is
because we haven't gotten there yet.
We haven't gotten there yet, and I'm sworn to secrecy. Mandy will beat me with a rubber hose if I reveal that. But yeah, or it might be a fake out and it might be a card. Who knows? But I've said too much. I can hear the rubber hose getting like pulled out of a drawer.
I'm freezing just envisioning getting beat by Mandy with a rubber hose.
It's not as fun as you'd think it'd be.
While she's screaming, "I thought you were a love bug."
You're an asshole. Well, I mean, rubber hoses don't leave bruises either.
Yeah.
So,
neither do.
Oh, look, she's there. See, as soon as you mention her name, she's back. It's like Candyman, but you only have to say her name once.
Yep.
Mandy Man. No.
No,
that's horrible.
I've seen her. She is definitely not a man.
No.
I know it's tough to tell nowadays, but I'll put money on it.
Mandy Man. No. Yeah, I'm probably in trouble for that now. Who cares?
It's all good.
But yeah, I mean, you were talking about the Hammer horror films.
You say for a little while she's home with 6 kids. 6 kids, rather.
Yeah, not 6. Definitely, I don't think it's 6. Yeah, talking about the Hammer horror films, that like the Hammer horror movies, like a huge influence on this. Just bucks and beauties with see-through clothing. That was always the thing about Hammer movies. Was as a kid, was you got to see boobs. And my parents would let me watch them because they'd seen them before, and it's just like, it's not scary.
You're grounded.
There you go. See, when am I not grounded? You'd have to unchain me from the desk in the basement for me not to be grounded. Although I guess I'm undergrounded at the moment. Underground, yes. Yeah, down in the basement, chained to the drawing desk.
Yeah,
she's actually there. I can see her now. I can see her at the top of the stairs, just like waving the rubber hose at me. That's why we've got the green screen, because behind there there's just like brickwork and it's dripping and there's like slime and roaches and all kinds of stuff going on. Rats. Yeah. Fighting off the rats in the basement.
There's always rats.
Yeah. Fighting the rats just for a crumb of lunch. It's
these pages are amazing, man.
It's
minus the fact that they're censored for our protection.
Yeah, I mean, you can put stuff like that on Indiegogo, but you have to go into the Indiegogo After Dark section, which most people don't even know exists.
Yeah,
so you'd be screwed.
You got to go into the black web, and nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever go and look at Indiegogo After Dark in that area, it's just weird anyway. Such weirdness going on. I kind of discovered it by mistake while browsing Indiegogo. It's like, oh, what's this? Oh my. Yeah.
I do think that like the censor bars on certain projects help it because they're like, oh, this book looks amazing and this sexy time.
Yes, okay. I mean, if people follow me,
it's murderous sexy time, but still.
Yeah. I mean, if people follow me on Twitter, they will have seen the uncensored versions. Because Twitter don't care. Well, they're supposed to. There are rules saying you're not allowed to do that, even though they allow porn on there, which is bizarre. Don't understand that. You can have a real person doing things, but you can't draw it.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's one. But then again, they ban presidents and politicians,
Oh,
and they leave the Taliban on there. That's just fine.
I mean, today they banned that drunk 3PO guy for no reason. I don't know, nothing.
They banned him again.
He got banned today on Twitter. Yeah.
Douchebag.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand. I've never seen him post anything or say anything.
They've banned most of the crew that's associated with geeks and gamers that are that aren't just about everybody that doesn't go along with their narrative. They've got people from like all walks of life that are associated with them. But any of their members that are even slightly conservative, their time is numbered on like every major platform because they don't want them to know anything. And it's like they've got their own website and servers.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll make an announcement in one of their live streams that now you have to come here to see me because they won't let me go there, and that's it.
Yeah,
it just means they're losing traffic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are absolutely. I mean, this is why we do our own things. We've got stuntmancomics.com. There's Wyatt Comics Avalon. All these things are just so no one can do anything about it. It's like do what you want. Try. You can try. You can't get rid of us. People know where to find us.
I'm trying out that Odyssey platform.
I can't keep up with these things. There's too many. It seems like there's a new one every other week.
I was talking to somebody else that did Odyssey, and then I found out because it's supposed to be able to port over like all your content to your page there, unless your content, unless every episode unless any episode that you do over an hour, it won't port over.
Right.
And I looked at him, I go, well, dude, that sucks. Every episode I do is over an hour.
Yeah, that's a problem.
He goes, well, you can still upload it. I go, well, then somebody needs.
What happens then? Does it cut off the last 30 minutes or something?
No, it won't port it over at all. So you would actually have to go there, upload it, and put all your info.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Per episode, like you would just go into a new platform. So
right. Oh, that could take a while.
Yeah, StreamYard. Well, yeah, this is.
I mean, I see these things. For a while, everyone was saying go to Minds, and it seemed at the time that people were going to just ditch Twitter at one point. So most people went over there, but then everyone stopped using it, kind of, and was back on Twitter again. It's like, oh.
Well,
so now I'll wait.
They'll go to something like Minds, and then when everybody else doesn't go there, because like half your family and friends are on this side, and the other half are on this side, and you want to be able to talk to everybody, and it just like they said in The Godfather, just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, another thing that I've noticed recently as well, all this stuff about Substack. You heard about that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's leaving and going to Substack. And
yeah, I mean, they can do that, but I was on a stream a couple of weeks ago with, there was a young lady on there who does furry books, furries.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that kind of stuff. And some of it's a little bit cheeky, a little bit sexy. If you're into that kind of thing. So she in the terms and conditions on Substack, it's got rules about adult content, etc. And it's very, very vague, really vague, which usually means you're going to end up.
You can do whatever the hell you want. Is
Well,
what it means.
No, it's quite the opposite. Quite the opposite this time. So she emailed them to contact them and ask them what the deal was. What classed as to going too far, etc. And they replied saying, "Well, our payment processors and services are run by MasterCard and is it Swipe? And they've told us what we can and can't do already. So they're the payment providers are already in control. So Substack, great if you're doing anything even vaguely racy. I mean, it's like Patreon do the same thing, but you could have just like the back of a female superhero, with the butt, and that can be considered too much on Patreon, and you can get told to take that down. So you're at the whim of these people.
That's the whole thing. You have to be able to make your own infrastructure to do anything nowadays.
Yeah. So I mean, like I say, I've seen a lot of people in Comicsgate singing the praises of Substack and how it's going to be the new thing, and it's like, I don't think so.
No.
Wait, we'll see. Because as soon as they find out who you are and they find out about Comicsgate and MasterCard, we've already got a record, past history of like banning people for that kind of stuff and not wanting them on the platforms.
Substack, to quote the Princess Bride, I don't think that means what you think it means.
Exactly. But we'll see. They might be cool, might not be.
You look at the people going over there, and I know Donnie Cates is over there with Ryan Stegman. So I guess, and I hate Donnie Cates with a passion.
Don't we all?
And I told them, I'm like, I've told him to his face, and I've used the hashtag on my phone so many times. Anytime I type in the letter I, automatically in like the little bars underneath, like your suggestive things, it comes up hashtag I hates the Cates.
I hates the Cates.
And he said something online like about Substack the other week, and then he said something about, because he's doing the new Hulk series for Marvel.
Yeah.
And I just put up there, I go, yeah, Immortal Hulk was great. He goes, yeah, it was an amazing run. He goes, but now I'm going to be doing Hulk. I'm like, what's the point of taking the best Hulk team off of Hulk and putting it on Venom?
I never understand that stuff.
It's just so stupid.
Donny Cates' Venom stuff was cool, but like you say, I don't understand.
Everything he does is just over. He found a formula that worked and got a bunch of the sheeple to follow him and sing his praises like he's the next coming of the Messiah. And then they gave him Venom to do, which every kid from the 90s on up is like, Venom is the best hero ever. No. You know what I liked Venom? I liked Venom when he was a appear here and there character, not put him in every book.
Yeah.
When sales were dropping, like remember how they used to do with Wolverine back in the 80s and 90s?
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Same thing. Yeah.
It's all the same thing with Harley Quinn from DC. And now with the Joker's next supposed girlfriend, they haven't realized yet that Joker doesn't care about sex.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do. He's just a psychopath. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
He's batshit crazy.
So
he does just insane evil shit on a whim. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Joker, but I don't know. Maybe the cutesed him up too much in the cartoons. I don't know.
Yeah, they did like a very kiddie version of Batman.
Yeah,
where they made him with like dreadlocks.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
The crazy part was okay, but they took it like way too far. Like his arms would stretch like Mr. Fantastic and
yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
That's just that is not that is the Joker as much as Jared Leto is the Joker.
I didn't mind Leto too much because it was
Oh my
different.
god.
I didn't mind it because it was different. It was just something different.
No, it was garbage. He was terrible, and I can't blame him for the entire thing because it was a script, and he was like, "Oh, more money, okay."
Well, yeah.
And and that was pretty much. But I don't think he's a very good. I don't think he's a very good actor myself.
Well, I mean, a lot of the problems with a lot of these things are down to the casting people and the production crews. It's just the choices they make for some things are
it's
beyond.
Who's a hot actor that we can put in the role of the Joker?
Yeah.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Yeah, it baffles me at times, especially when, and then they do. It's like, oh, this is our take on the character. No, don't do your take on the character. Do the character how it's supposed to be. Stop fucking around with things. Stop messing things up.
Yeah. The second somebody says we're going to reimagine, okay,
yeah,
I'm out.
yes.
I'm out.
A reimagining of no. I mean, not quite the same thing, but I was looking the other day just for a movie to watch, and I came across a version of Frankenstein that I hadn't seen. I was like, oh, cool, I'll watch it. It might be garbage, but we'll see. And I started watching it, and it was a reimagining of Frankenstein set in modern day LA. And that was off. As soon as I saw the skyscrapers, I was like, no, thank you. Don't want to see that.
That was a footballer.
It was weird. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. And the acting level was on par with, I don't know, like you did probably describe it as porn movie acting. That kind of acting, that terrible kind of, stilted, awful. And it looked like it had been shot on someone's phone.
The most bizarre Frankenstein I watched was it with Peter Cullen, where they did it into the future?
Oh yeah. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I mean, they've done that with Dracula and stuff as well, though. That's always
but I like that. That's kind of like that one's a guilty pleasure. I liked it so much that I bought the used VHS from my video store.
Nice.
Telling you how long ago I actually bought that.
Dude, I used to do that all the time. Yeah, when they've got that bin full of just stuff, the old DVDs and like VHSs and whatever, I lap that stuff up. So many bizarre movies.
Not even that. I would, the video store, the last video store that I, did business with was just like two best friends that decided they loved they were such movie fans that they opened up their own video store. It was like an American Video, but they owned the franchise.
Cool.
And what they would do is they would let people, after they've had a movie for like at least 30 days, they would let people put their name on the list.
Yeah.
To purchase it used. And they would call one person and give them 24 hours to call back. And then they would just go down the list. And if you just happened to be home from work that day, or they got you in the early evening, and you're like, yep, I'll be right down. Well,
mine.
That was myself and my friend Jason, where I would be like, I'm working across the street. As soon as I make that in tips tonight, I'll be right over and I'll run it. If you're still open, I'll run it and drop the money off. And
I remember. I mean, there was a period like when VHS was king. There was a period where to buy a movie it cost an absolute fortune. To buy it. It was like, I mean, over here it'd be like, I'm thinking it'd probably be like over $100 over there to buy like a brand new movie. And the only way to get them was rental or ex-rental,
Mm-hmm.
That was because you could never in a million years. I remember when Terminator, I think the first Terminator came out, or it was either Terminator or Evil Dead. That I was like, I'm going to buy that. And then I saw the price. I was like, nope, That's not happening.
Nope.
And now they cost penny. Well, they went down to like $10.
We used to just hook up a couple of players and make.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Make a personal copy and return it. Then they started putting all the coding on it.
Yes.
And then we figured out how to beat that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it was like, okay, to hell with you. We're gonna put coding on a DVD. What's a DVD? It looks like a CD, but it's a movie.
Yeah. Don't forget laser discs.
Oh God. My friend had like 2 or 3 Laserdisc players.
They were expensive back in the day, man. They were crazy expensive.
Oh, I know. Well, he lived at home with his parents until he got married, so he had it made. He kicked in like half his pay to help out, and the rest was for him and his car and whatever he had left over. But that was the first version of the Dark Crystal that I saw. On Laserdisc. And I was like, wow, this is whoa, what happened? He goes, oh, it's the halfway point of the movie. You got to flip the disc.
Flip the disc, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, you do that because I don't want to break nothing.
Yeah, I remember seeing in like an electronics store they had one and they got Star Wars playing on it.
Oh yeah.
And I was in there with the parents and I'm like, we need to get this. We need to get it. Yeah, it was like £1,000 or something for the player, and it's like, no. Yeah, we're not getting that.
And then the laser discs were like when they first started with like $50 a piece.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then once they went out of style, that's when he bought his laser disc player. He got it on sale. He got like one of the second gen ones, and then he got one of the newer ones. Then he sold that one to buy this new one that made it so you didn't have to flip it. It would just automatically go to the laser would just rotate to the other side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awesome. Because it was like theater quality film, but at home. Not like the tapes would
screwing around with the tracking and the
the tapes would slowly lose their cohesion over time and wear away and
I found a box full of VHSs not long back. I mean, from different back in the day, but I found a box full of them. Pretty much every single one was like eroded or disintegrated.
I gave most of mine away, but I did just find a comic book long box full of older original Disney animated movies on VHS. And like the white plastic cases that like sunk in some. And I'm like, well, since everything Disney ever did is offensive, these should be worth money now. I don't want to give these away.
It's probably the only place you can get some of them now.
Yeah, so I'm
especially if you've got that original Little Mermaid with the original cover.
with the dildo, yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta find like a magnifying glass to see if I don't think I had that case, but if I did have that case, but most of these movies you can't get them any other way now.
No. It's
I mean, well, you can go to the dark web and download them from a torrent, but
dun dun dun.
Who would do that?
Yeah. Who would do that? Who would get evaluation copies of movies before deciding to buy them? Who would do that?
At a flea market.
That's one thing I used to love it, like flea markets and places. You could get like a whole box of VHSs and you'd no clue what's on them, but you get a whole box for like pennies. And then get home and it's like someone's like filmed a barbecue, and then there's an episode of Columbo, and then there's just random. Love that stuff. There's entire YouTube channels dedicated to that kind of thing.
yeah, you get that, and then before you know it, you're like all of a sudden for like 90 seconds, there's you've got somebody's wedding in there,
Yeah.
or somebody's movie that they tried to rip from the back room.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, one of those things.
I'm a huge fan of the YouTube channels that do that. That go out, they go to like Goodwill and places like that, and just buy old blank cassettes in the hopes that there's something bizarre on there.
Oh yeah.
But that's it. That's where you find all the old ads from like the 70s and 80s. Ads for bizarre, weird local businesses.
Yeah, I know. I had one creator on that used to work with Bart Sears.
All right.
And he's still good friends with him. And Bart still does stuff on his campaigns. Andy Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Andy turned around and recreated some of the original comic book ads as parodies from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And puts them in his book. But he changes the names so as not to get sued.
Yeah.
Like he did like 2 or 3 altogether of like the Hostess
yeah.
comic book panels. I remember, because I was, a big Batman nut. So I remember, all the Batman and Robin ones where they're fighting the mummy and, they're hitting him. Batman's got like a laser rifle and nothing's working.
Yeah.
And Robin throws a couple of Hostess pies at him. And, the mummy's fine, just wanders off.
It's now you see, we used to when we pick up comics over here, all that kind of stuff wasn't available. So Hostess pies, Twinkies, all that stuff we didn't have over here. So it was like for years I'd be like, I want to try a Hostess pie. I want a Twinkie. I don't know what these things are. I've tried them now, and it's like, yeah, okay. But you know what I mean. Back in the day, it was, and we couldn't send off for any of the things. So it'd be like, oh, sea monkeys. I wonder if these X-ray specs really work.
They don't.
No, they don't. No.
They don't.
It was just a pair of specs with a tiny hole cut in them, so everything was blurred. It was weird.
The best thing you could do to get X-ray specs to work would be to give the girl a bottle of wine first.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't need the X-ray specs.
But yeah, all those things were just like, yeah. I mean, even like Hershey's chocolate and things like that, you'd get ads for, and it's like, we don't know what this is. Have no clue what it is, but it sounds amazing. So you go to.
It sounds amazing because we can't get it over here.
Yeah. Go to like when we go grocery shopping with the parents, it'd be like looking for these things and saying to my mum, can you look for them? And she's like, they aren't things over here. You can't have them. Which is just like, oh.
Like, I think I was 16 or 17 when I first discovered Judge Dredd.
Oh. Yeah.
And I was like, who's this? Wow.
Yeah, it was certainly different.
He goes, hold on. In the back room, I have a magazine box. Magazines. He goes, what do you think comics are? I go, well, comics are comics and magazines are magazines. He goes, no, this is from the United Kingdom. 2000. You like heavy metal? Ooh, yeah. He goes, besides the boobs. You like heavy metal? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, 2000 AD is the UK's equivalent of like a heavy metal.
Yeah.
But it's got Judge Dredd and all kinds of shorts and, short things. And Judge Dredd basically kills everybody.
But everything's a crime. Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Anything that even vaguely like give anyone any pleasure is a crime.
Kind of like anything in the world today.
Pretty much, we are heading towards Mega City 1. We are heading that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already at V for Vendetta, pretty much.
We're already at V.
Yeah. Next is the judges.
Easily. Next, the judges are coming. I mean, I saw a video today of a woman in Australia that was out past her 5K limit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she wanted to try to protect herself. So she set her phone on a live broadcast setting. So either like a Facebook or whatever, and went live and then repeated her name. Goes, please share this video out, because she was recording what the cops were doing to her. She was additionally charged with incitement. So now filming your own arrest, like if for your protection, if you want to film your own arrest, you are now inciting violence.
Oh, yeah. Insane. Yeah, there was a guy, I think either today or yesterday, in Scotland who he got something on his T-shirt that they didn't like. The police went up to him and basically they were about to try and arrest him for causing offence. It wasn't anything bad, but it's literally someone had said to them that guy's T-shirt's offensive or whatever, so they were going to arrest him. It's literally now the law there that anyone who's offended by something can, with these new laws, can report you to the police. It's insane.
Yeah, well, that's the law up in Canada, and they just passed it down here in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
That's right. We're talking everything, but yeah, we're here for Jack the Ripper, vampire hunter.
Yeah.
Back the book.
Yeah, buy my book.
Or else.
Yeah, we got vampires and half-naked ladies. Well, actually, no, naked ladies. In the book itself.
What is not to like?
This is it. I kind of.
Lorenzo, have you got this yet?
It's not. I tried to avoid gratuitous nudity.
Yeah.
But apart from that, because these are the pages that are going up on Indiegogo, it's a little bit gratuitous. There was no need in. I think it's the next pages down. There's no need for him to rip her top off, to bite her neck. But But I'm not shying away from the nudity. There is nudity in there. So.
Or for the horses to, splash in the puddles to hit her in the fanny.
Exactly.
But,
this is it. It's essential to the story. Yeah, essential to the story. Nah.
Well, she could have been like trying to get away, and he had to grab at her.
Well, it's kind of a throwback to the Hammer horror movies, because there would after a certain period of Hammer horror movies, it was any excuse to have naked ladies, pretty much.
Yeah, after a certain year, it was like boom.
Yeah,
like it went right from that into the Scream Queens stuff.
Yeah. It's like I think is it Twins of Evil? I think that was the first one where they started doing stuff like that. See-through nightgowns.
Oh,
fantastic. Fantastic.
Leanna Quigley.
Yeah. What was it? Return of the Living Dead. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And then a certain well-known artist's ex-wife, Brink Stevens.
Yeah. Love all those ladies.
I was in love with Brink when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And my friend that now used to manage my LCS and now owns it. I was like, "Whoa, who's that on the Scream Queen covers this month?" It's like, "Oh, that's Dave Stevens' wife, Brink Stevens." I'm like, "Whoa,
dude."
I haven't backed it, but the artwork does look quite good. Peter and Mandy are doing some cool stuff.
We try. We try. It's evolved over time. I'm getting there.
It's on my calendar, so I can make sure that I get the A copy before this comes close. And I won't do like a certain person last night that forgot to up his campaign before it expired. I will definitely get in and buy the book before it expires because I want a copy of this because it looks amazing.
Yeah, when we were extending the second 30 days, I was literally Mandy's DM every hour on the hour, like, you're still awake, because she was like down with the flu or whatever it is, the colds that she's got at the moment. So I was like, "You're still awake, aren't you?" Yeah. And then an hour later, "Still awake?" Yes. But we did, the sensible thing.
I have a man cold.
Yeah, we did the sensible thing and extended it. Like, I think we got like an hour, just under an hour left. It's like, just do it now. Yeah.
Just do it now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you leave it to the last minute, anything could happen. What if your internet goes down and you can't get on to, any number of things that could happen.
What if you forget and you're down to the last 30 seconds and you can't snipe Indiegogo like you do eBay to get it to work for you?
Well, yeah. Or what if Indiegogo went down? Or you couldn't log in for some reason? There was,
Yeah. And then you have to spend the entire next day begging and pleading with them to put your campaign up for another 30 days.
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum.
So, no, we didn't have a problem with that. Get it done. It's plus, you've got to do the 230. Oh, pull my headset out. That was clever. You've got to do the 230 days because you get that nice, sweet Indiegogo bump at the end of the first 30.
Yeah, that's what I tell everybody. Like, are you going to Indiegogo? Oh, no. I go, are you doing an all ages book? No. Then you probably want to go to Indiegogo because all ages books do phenomenally on Kickstarter.
Yeah,
but not so good. If you have any kind of mature content whatsoever, it's going to do a lot better on Indiegogo, and you can extend your campaign for another 30 days.
Yeah, and then leave it sat. You can leave it sat in demand indefinitely.
And then until I go, and then you can as long as you fund, you can leave the book in demand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an open storefront.
Yeah, I think there are certain circumstances where Indiegogo like up their cut by a couple of percent. I think it might be something to do with being in demand, or I think there's a rule where if you've been on Kickstarter first and then you've gone on to Indiegogo and then go in demand, it's something like that. There's some weird circumstance where, but it's still, even with the percentage increase,
some political BS. Oh, you use the other platform and then you want to come here and then leave your book in demand?
Yeah.
We get a bigger chunk. It's like, well, that's okay.
Because
quite frankly, Indiegogo gives the creators a higher payout percentage anyhow.
It does, yeah. They take less than Kickstarter.
Yeah. So
although I mean we don't tend to do that. We do close the in-demand down because we've got the website. We can sell stuff through that.
Yeah. So so you don't need to leave it in demand because the book goes right to your website and they can buy it. They can buy everything. If you're in between campaigns and you're like, well, I really want to get something that that this crew has done. Oh, just go to the website and buy it. Okay.
Exactly. And then we've got all kinds of stuff. Like we've got like a reward scheme on there as well. So if some people have backed everything we've done, so we give them a little extra. If they can prove that they've backed everything, they'll be getting a comic actually.
Well,
we're getting a free comic.
Hey, I'm always down for free.
Yeah. Free's good. Free's awesome.
Free is always awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see.
And it's the only thing now is, do we stick with doing horror books like this? But no, Rocket Girl's next. Rocket Girl, we've got to finish Wart the Wizard. We've got to finish the story of that because you can't leave people hanging. And it was a harder sell because, like you say, all ages books on Indiegogo. But you can't leave people hanging. You've got to finish the story.
Yeah. You can.
Maybe we'll
know,
make so much money from the other books that we can just sell it straight from the website. Who knows?
Yeah, you could sell it straight from the website and just promote the heck out of it online.
I mean, yeah, that's, I guess the eventual goal is to not need crowdfunding, but that's a long way off.
Yeah, well, you're still going to want the crowdfunding for most of it.
Oh well, not need it, not have to need it, not have to rely on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you might not need to set it up to go, past the original 30 days.
Yeah.
If you turn you do a different horror book, but in this kind of Jack the Ripper universe.
We're already talking about what's next for that.
It takes off like crazy and it hits 40K in like 20 days. You're like, okay, we're good. We don't have to re-up. Let's get the money and put it up on the website, and we can move on to the next project.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at that, 735 away from 42K, which he predicted.
He did.
Or they predicted.
He did.
I don't know who or what they are. I just see I see what looks like a dog with sunglasses.
That's Steve. That's a he.
Okay.
He, him. No, I didn't say that. He's not. He's just a he.
Beat Bob Poop.
Yeah. I can't believe how much that annoyed all the idiots.
Oh my God! How dare you? Yeah, how dare
you?
How dare you?
I'm currently addicted to. There's a thing called Backer Tracker where it kind of predicts where you're going to end up in the numbers, and I'm addicted to that at the moment. It's been correct every time. So, well, on this campaign, it's been correct, but we'll see.
You
see where we end up.
You can never tell whether where like the last 12 days will take you in any given campaign.
Exactly. Yeah. We're in the lull at the moment. It's ticking up. We're getting sales every day, a few sales every day. It'll pick up again towards the end.
When you're not getting a few sales every day, then you have to, we got to do some more PR because
this is it. I mean, plus we were crazy over the first 30 days with the being out there and promoting, and then like that, the last weekend of the 30 days was insane. I'm running on empty at the moment, but so we're chilling for a couple of days. Take a couple of days to relax.
Lorenzo says Douglas Ernest now sells his books right on his website. I realize some in CG have an issue with him, but I think he's got a solid business model. Yeah.
Look, I don't have a problem with anybody. If somebody doesn't actually mess with me, I don't have a problem with them, really. It is what it is. I know people. There's people who don't like certain people, and he said, she, and all that. As long as you haven't fucked with me, I don't care.
Some people get too into the drama.
And even if you have fucked with me, I still want you to buy my book. So I'm not going to be an absolute, dick to you. I'm going to be, If Renfamous wants to buy my book, she's more than welcome to, and I will thank her for her purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't think she'd ever buy anything of mine. Again. Although I have heard that she bought that Umbrella Guy's first book. So she, some of her money in my pocket.
Yeah. Post
or rather, sorry, her daddy's money.
Post that on Twitter.
No.
Thank your father for donating to my cause.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Infamous does buy some indie books.
I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
I must lead a sheltered life because I don't even know who that person is. So
She was one of the insane people at the start. At the start of like comics, maybe like 3 years ago. I don't hear anything from her anymore. Spoke to her a couple of times, had a couple of conversations with her, but yeah.
Hey, Mike Jimmy, creator of Life on Cora from the Netherlands.
Oh, right, yeah.
You must be getting up, getting ready to go to work.
Netherlands, so it's 5, quarter past 5 in the morning now.
Yeah, getting up, getting ready to have his first cup of coffee and prepare his day ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's shipping out packages. The only thing he was waiting for on his was the patches of the planet to come in, and those finally came in. I saw the post yesterday, and I was all excited. I go, yes.
Nice.
5:15 and hating every bit of it.
Yeah, it's 4:15 here, but I work at weird times of the day. I'll sleep once I'm a millionaire. There you go. Could be a while.
Or at least once this book is done, you might sleep a couple days.
I'll maybe take a day off. Yeah. No, I don't. I'll just want to get started on the next thing.
Yeah. Maybe a half day. Maybe a half day.
Maybe, yeah. I've taken a few half days. I mean, I work Christmas Day. I found myself Christmas Day just screw it. Let's draw the next page of whatever it was I was working on.
Well, I talked to one creator that's got a horror comic out, and he's over on Kickstarter, and I go, yeah, we should get you on my podcast and talk about your project. He's like, sure. So I hit him up today. I go, next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. He's like, that's a holiday. And I respond back, and he goes, okay, I'll be there. Good. I found out about him because my friend Sean Howe, the artist who does amazing cover work and portraits and prints and everything, he did a nice and naughty cover for their campaign. So he was promoting the campaign. He goes, go here and you can buy some covers I just did. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
We may work 48 hours a day, but we will never be enslaved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty much.
I know math is hard, but even I know there are only 32 hours in a day, Mike.
I was surprised to find there was 2 6 o'clocks in the day. It's like, what?
Yeah. People would be like, we're leaving at 6 a.m. There's a 6 a.m.?
Yeah. What?
I worked night shift all my life. I worked in bars for like over 30 years, so I'm like,
oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't know about that because usually about a half hour before is when you would be stumbling in from work and passing out on the couch. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, last night I was on that live stream till like 10 a.m. this morning, and then I thought, right, I'll get some sleep, a couple of hours sleep, and then I'll get to work. Got into bed, just starting to drift away, and then the mailman's hammering on the door. So I go downstairs, I open the door, and he's like, "Oh, your neighbours aren't in. Can you have this package for them?" Wasn't even for me. So then I was up again. Screw it. So pile on the coffee, get working. Probably means tomorrow I'll sleep like 10 hours.
Yeah. Mike says there's a 9 p.m. Having to wake up at 4:30 makes my evenings extremely short.
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
I had a package show up today that I never received, but they put a little slip of paper in my box saying this is the first attempt because I have to sign for it,
Yeah.
and they didn't bother ringing me up. There's a call box right down there, but
Right. Yeah.
they can't be bothered. They figured anybody that's getting anything they need to sign for, they can just scan the QR code and contact the post office and drive down and get it themselves. Oh, really, Schnecky? I'm in a wheelchair. Post office is a good 40 minutes away. How's this going to happen again?
Oh yeah, they try that with us as well, but over here you can just tell them to redeliver it.
Yeah,
but then you've got to jump through hoops. You've got to do all the red tape and crap, and yeah,
I'm like,
prove you are who you say you are. Well, I still want it delivering to the same address, so how is that likely to be a scam?
Yeah, here's all the numbers on the stupid thing. When they show up with the package, they need to use the security box on the wall and hit pound and my apartment number. And it's that easy. It would ring up and I'd even come down. I'd have to wait a few minutes because I got to get in my wheelchair and then I got to, hike on down there. But yeah. Yeah. God forbid they spend 1 minute at a mailbox. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They come up and they bring like the big white crate with them, and they've got the key that goes in the door behind all the mailboxes from my building. They go in and they just and they're out. Any other package from anyone, whether it's FedEx, UPS, the post, whatever. They don't even put them in boxes. There's 4 oversized. There's like 500 apartments here, and there's only 4 boxes for oversized post. So they fill up the 4 boxes, and then they just dump all the rest in the little open lobby area that anybody off the street can walk into and just start walking away with packages.
Oddly, Amazon here, if you don't answer the door, for me, they've started putting packages in the recycle box outside. It's like if they do that on a day when the guy's coming to get the recycling, they're going to be getting whatever I've just ordered. It's like, stop doing that.
Yeah, please.
Stupid.
Stop doing that and back Jack the Ripper Vampire
Hunter. Do it
today.
Yes, please. Back Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter so I can eat.
Less than $1,000 away.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's plenty more. We've got more shows and promotional stuff to do, places to go.
That print that I tossed out the idea for, that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gotta do that. I've got to finish. Oh god. Yeah. So much work to do. Oh. But I love it.
Here we go. The shill for a shill. Buy my comics so I can buy yours.
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of what my money goes on. Yeah. Pay the bills, all that kind of stuff, and then buy comics.
Up, down, and all around.
Buy comics and then hopefully find an even better copy of like one of my rights and books.
Oh yeah.
To buy. Yeah. I'm investing. They'll be worth more one day.
Mike says 668 backers is extremely impressive though.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. pretty stoked about that.
It's pretty impressive, I got to tell you.
I'm not complaining.
No, not at all.
28 days to go. Fantastic, yeah.
28 days to go, 668 backers. They haven't come close to hitting the ceiling yet, so.
No, exactly. Plus, there's that, last 12 days or last week of the campaign should be a nice little bump as well.
Still pushing along, and right now I'm going to take a look at one of my sponsors'
cool.
trailers, Mavericks Origin Volume 1. Also now available on Indiegogo. So you should back Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter and Mavericks.
And Mavericks.
War is a topic of vital importance, a subject of inquiry that cannot be ignored. It is a matter of life and death. It can be a road to safety or to ruin.
In an alternate version of our world, brought to the brink of total collapse, rival nations fight for global domination, and elite pilots in futuristic combat suits wage war on the battlefield of tomorrow. Now, 6 brave soldiers on a seemingly routine rescue mission will encounter more than they bargained for and uncover a dangerous secret that could change their world if they live long enough to see it. Mavericks Origins Volume 1.
Now on Indiegogo.
That looks cool.
That's a great trailer, yeah. I've had a lot of people ask me, is that a new anime? Yeah, that you read.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, it's a book. It's a book. And you can buy it. I did.
I did a stupid little GIF of Jack the Ripper from our book. And yeah, people are like, oh, are you going to do an anime? I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to draw that.
Nope.
And I'm not employing anyone else to do it. I'm really fussy about that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Leave my baby alone.
Yeah. And Mike, there are some amazing art tiers here on Jack the Ripper. Yes, if Mavericks hits 100K, they'll make it an animation.
Cool.
But I think they're like halfway through their second 30 though.
Stranger things have happened.
Yep. They're just about to hit they just hit 50. They hit 14K last week, and they're only like a couple of hundred away, or 100 and change away from hitting 15 right now.
That's still good going. Most books don't even make 1,000. There's so many out there at the moment. It's insane. I can't keep up with it. There was a time when I knew every campaign that was running, and now, not a clue.
Yeah, Mike's all over Lorenzo for the links. Mate, I'm currently broke as fuck.
Oh.
You must be an artist.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that one.
Welcome to the life. Hey,
Gotta-
I'm not an artist, and I'm broke as fuck too.
Most people are.
Yeah, yeah,
Seems that way.
yeah. I'm just just another broke slob. Another one in a long line.
Oh yeah, I mean we're having to turn out like three or four books a year at the moment,
Wow.
just to keep going.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
But it is what it is. We get there eventually. Won't need
Yeah.
to do that many. We'll be able to just do 3 books a year or 2 books a year.
But
Oh.
at least if you got to slave away, you might as well slave away doing something you love to do.
Yeah. It'd be awesome to be able for me just to be able to draw this stuff, and we can employ other people to draw the other things.
Yeah. One day soon. One day.
Life
soon.
goals. Life goals.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, Peter, we're gonna wrap this up. Why don't you let everybody
Cool.
know where they can find you and the crew?
Yeah. Well, you can find me on the Twitters at Peter Gilmore Art. You can follow Mandy. She's at the Wizard on Twitter. She's on Twitter and Instagram and MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah. Her and Mark Polton from Graveyard Shift fame and US Assassin and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
They
yeah.
both decided to revive MySpace. I went in and tried to log into my account and it was being weird. So I was like, no, that's a bad idea. Forget it. No one's going to go into MySpace. So you can find me there. You can also find me on Mandy Summers' YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Mandy Summers, surprisingly enough. We've got stuntmancomics.com and also a bunch of merch and stuff at comicsavalon.com. All these places. And obviously, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter on Indiegogo now.
Yes. Buy it now.
Yes.
And that's going to wrap it up for us.
Fantastic.
Peter, it's been wonderful hanging out and getting to know you tonight. And we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah. We strayed into a few different topics. It was good.
Yeah. And this will be. He's dropping links now.
Like that's me.
Now he's dropping links.
Dropping those links, son. I can't do that. I look an idiot when I do things like that.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
Oh, there we go. The YouTube channel.
There you go. Summers. The
Mandy
Summers woman.
Summers. Yep. And he doesn't have to drop my YouTube channel. Everybody's on my YouTube channel watching us now. So
There you go.
And we will look forward to seeing everybody next time. Plus, he's dropping more links.
Nice.
There we go. Yes. Back at once, back at twice, back at thrice.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it now.
Well,
Back it till it hits 100 Rand. Screw your freedom.
what idiot. What an idiot.
Oh,
Never mind. Yeah.
isn't he though? Isn't he? Oh, well, the idiot part came in when he thought he could get away with nailing the maid in his own bed.
Crazy Hollywood. Crazy Hollywood type.
As stand-up comedian Bill Burr said, goes, do you think she did it because of that 1940s flat top he's still rocking, or was it all that kindergarten cop money laying around the bedroom? I think it was the latter.
Oh, definitely.
So there is no we, there's just me. I'm gonna download this both audio and video, and the audio will be uploaded to my podcast platform. Oh, there you go. I know who that is. And as soon as it hit Spotify, I will share out the downloadable or just listenable audio link for the podcast.
Cool.
Spotify. I usually have somewhere between 150 to 300 downloads a month.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, I was just in shock. I was like, what?
That's cool. That's cool.
So it's usually about 100 download, give or take, around 100 downloads and 100 unique listeners, just meaning people just listening to it on, either Apple Podcast or, on iTunes or just listening to it on Spotify and stuff. I've tried to listen to my own podcast on Spotify. I can't stand myself. So
yeah, no, I can't watch things that I've been on. No.
Yeah, can't do it. That's for other people, not for me. So we'll do that. And I will be back tomorrow with a new episode of OK Boomer with Thomas Hewlett from the other website I am involved with. What is it? Oh, yeah, Outright Geekery. Yeah, that's the one. I've been out of coffee for hours now.
Yeah. I literally just run out.
And so it's a good time to stop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We do a show called OK Boomer where we go and we dig up back issues from Gold and Silver and Bronze Age comics. And this week we are looking at Rom Space Knight issue 1, volume 1.
Excellent. If you like Rom the Space Knight, then check out Rocket Girl, because there's some very familiar looking robots in that.
Oh.
Not influenced at all by Rom, honest.
This week's pick was not influenced at all by the fact that I bought about 3/4 of the Rom run for about $35. So
nice.
And then later on tomorrow evening around 11 o'clock Eastern, I will be live with Sean Howe for the Seanzilla Art Show, and we'll have some pieces on there, some originals that'll be available to buy, plus a new pinup that he's working on.
Oh, cool.
So we will see you all very soon. Peter, awesome time. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and I urge everybody to back Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. I know I will as soon as I get some more money. I'm broke. I know tomorrow's the 1st, but I was broke before I got this. My electric bill is like $350. Damn air conditioning.
Yeah.
So we will see everybody very soon. Thanks to everybody in the chat for coming out and hanging out. Mandy, thanks for popping in. Wyatt, I will talk to you soon. You can find me on Twitter at JokerFan. Just DM me there, and we'll set everything up to get you on to talk about your pulp heroin magazine, which looks awesome, by the way. And for everybody else, we are out of here.